Hey guys, this video is going to be dedicated to Captain Jeff of CJS Knives, since this was based off of his original idea and a video that he had made. Definitely check his webpage out, cjsknives.com, if you have not already, and also his YouTube channel, which I believe is Captain Jeff 78, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sure I'll leave a comment below this video if you guys need that for a link. So check out his YouTube. He's got some good videos of some knives he's made, some shop tours, and a video of this tool I'm about to show you, or this jig rather. And I'm going to go ahead and call this the Captain Jeff jig, something like that, whenever I refer to it in my shop now. It's not fully completed yet. I'm going to make some changes, which I'll talk about in a moment. But I just wanted to show you how I did mine. It's definitely not as nice as Jeff's. He put a little more time and effort and made some other changes to his. Namely, he had put some brass pins he had drilled into his to support his blade. And because his blades have holes in the handles, he had drilled some bolts to bolt that to the angle. Unfortunately, mine do not have the holes to be able to do that, so I just use bolts without pins, or use the bolts kind of as my pins, along with some washers to clamp it into place like so. And did a trial run by finding a piece of scrap 1/4-inch plate. As you can see, it's pretty beat up. It's a little bit wavy. Very rusty and pitted, but I was able to use that to guide my jig back and forth and set the angle to give myself a full flat grind, as you could see, and it worked pretty well. There was a little trouble at the end. One of my screws vibrated loose. I didn't really have my lock nuts tightened down very good. And unfortunately, I kind of gouged out the back of the spine here and created a low spot, as well as a little bit of an uneven grind overall. But definitely nothing I couldn't salvage with a little bit of work if I hadn't messed this blade up already. And kind of made a fatal error, which I'll explain. On my knives, I like to kind of add a ricasso area above the finger choil. And that does a couple things. It gives you one, more of a place to etch my maker's mark. And it also gives you almost like a finger guard, and gives you a little more distance between your finger and the cutting edge. And as you can see, there really wouldn't be anything to protect my finger if I were to be a little careless, or if the knife slipped from the corner of that cutting edge, gouging into my finger, as is right now. So I really don't like that design, although I've seen a lot of guys do it. On a knife this small, you really don't have a lot of room, and as you can see, my finger easily extends past the cutting edge. And mostly I just see guys doing this on larger knives with deeper choils. So the way I messed up, I usually 45 my knife after I scribe my line to determine the edge thickness that I want to leave after grinding. I'll 45 a bevel up to that line just to help me establish that. And usually I'll account for the ricasso and I won't bevel that area, but kind of messed up, and without thinking, beveled all the way back to the choil. So I pretty much ruined that knife before I started. I probably need to hang this on the wall as a reminder. It's one of those things. I never thought I'd make that mistake, but I always worried that I would. And it was always something I try to keep in mind, but a little bit tired and not thinking, so it happens. But anyway, I did a trial run on your jig there, and it worked pretty great. I think I'm going to use this a little bit more. Definitely want to make some larger hunting knives maybe with some full flat grinds on both sides. So I think I'll try this out, maybe practice with that a little bit. Eventually I'd like to learn just to be able to freehand it, but I'm a little impatient right now, and this will definitely expedite being able to get some full flat ground knives, or even partial flat ground. This one I was going to do a full flat chisel grind, but like I said, I messed it up before I started. So anyway, I am going to make a few changes. Need to go to the hardware tomorrow, pick some stuff up. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to lose these washers and fabricate my own brackets to use as clamps. And I don't know if I might even reposition those bolts, if it'll even be worth it. Probably won't need to. But probably what I'm going to do, I have some more of this 1x8 inch material. I'll probably just cut a series of brackets and drill some holes and use those kind of like washers to clamp my blade a little more securely than these washers, which offer very little surface area. And the other thing I'm going to do, I kind of centered my holes up really on the back there, which was probably a mistake. It'd really be beneficial to have a little more distance between the corner and the adjustment bolts, just to give you a little bit more to rest on, where you have less chance of being able to rock it. And another thing, these bolts are a little bit too big for my taste, and I think I get a little more precision if I reduce those to at least 1/4 inch, maybe even a little bit smaller. Since I already have the 1/4 inch tap, I'll probably just get a few more 1/4 inch bolts and drill some holes closer to the edge here, and that'll give me a much larger surface to slide this on. And might even do 4 bolts or 4 holes. I'm not sure if it'll even be worth it to fool with that. Probably 3 will be enough. Which, in all honesty, I could probably even shorten this up a little bit and only use 2. But I think I like the longer one for doing larger blades, so I guess we'll leave it like that. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this plate with something like I did here. This originally came in a 1-foot section, and it was real clean, real flat, and real smooth, so I'm just going to get another one of those. This was sitting outside for however many months, and must have been run over by a car or stepped on or something, because it's a little bit wavy. Probably won't be able to pick that up, but I'd like something a lot more consistent. And other than that, it's really not a whole lot else I'd change about it. Seemed to work pretty well just with the trial run. Just kind of did that real fast without too much precision. Obviously didn't take a lot of care in tightening up my lock nuts. Might do something a little different there. Maybe get a couple nuts to lock that down, because this kind of vibrated loose. Granted, if I would have tightened it down more, I wouldn't have had a problem. But anyway, I really like that jig. Definitely in the meantime, before I kind of teach myself to freehand grind, I think that'll definitely make things easier. So I think we're going to work with that a little while. We'll make the modifications to it tomorrow. Maybe I'll post another video, since my videos are kind of sparse on my new channel right now, and let you guys know how that starts working out for me. Definitely want to start making some larger knives, like I said, with full flat grinds. So we'll see how that works. So definitely want to thank Jeff for the idea. Again, check out his page and his YouTube channel. And he's a great guy and a good knife maker. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.